Before the grown-up phase, we're one best friend. It was easy going rogue. Life was anything but fair, but somehow we didn't care.
Hi, it has been a really long time since I've pulled out my camera and filmed anything. As many of you know, if you are not new here to this channel, I talk about mental health a lot, and one of the reasons is because I do suffer from depression and anxiety, and those things are not fun. They also sometimes make it very difficult to do things that I enjoy. And for the last month and a half, I have been in a pretty big slump emotionally. And without going into too many details, I was struggling a lot with my mental health. That is really the only reason why I haven't been here. I have been active on YouTube, obviously. I've been doing my live streams every Wednesday and Saturday, and I've been co-hosting a lot over on Cody the Writer's channel. But it has been really hard for me to kind of work up the courage to get back in front of the camera. One of those reasons is because I did mention that I was going to be creating a special video, and I had every intention of actually creating that video for you guys. What I wanted to talk about during that video was how the world needs your art. I was struggling to start it. I was struggling to find the right words to say that would make the most impact and would also get the message that I was trying to get across the script that I had written for that video. It just wasn't enough. It did not say everything that I needed it to say. While I was creating that script, I was thinking, what is the point? Nobody is going to see this and really connect with the message that I was trying to convey. And that's exactly the reason why I felt like I needed to make the video in the first place. We are constantly thinking, what's the point? Or at least I am. And I know I'm probably not the only one who feels that way sometimes when we're working on our books or when we're drawing or painting or any creative thing that we do, even YouTube, and just creating content in general can sometimes feel like, why am I doing this? What's the point? And I think a lot of that is because we see other people, reaching these big numbers on YouTube. They're becoming popular on Instagram or whatever. And we compare ourselves to that person, especially when you're a smaller channel or a smaller content creator, or you haven't published a book and you haven't sold any of your art. It can kind of start to feel like there is no point in creating anymore because nobody is going to see what you're trying to create, or nobody is going to get what you're trying to create, or nobody is going to care. The simple fact of the matter is that that's not true. I look at my YouTube analytics all of the time, and I see that some videos I've gotten 100 views, some videos I've gotten over 1,000 views. And sometimes it can feel like, especially on those videos where I have lower views, it can really get to you. It can really start to impact the way that you move throughout your day and make you question whether or not you want to even continue to do it, because again, what's the point? But the point of the matter is that 100 people have seen that video. I'm speaking in terms of YouTube specifically because it's just the easiest way to explain this point. But the fact is that those are 30 people that you're impacting when you put your message out there. Those are 100 people that are seeing what you're doing and either being inspired or entertained or whatever it is that they get out of it. And it's really important just to continue, because who knows when you'll be able to reach more people and impact more people and entertain more people. And the same goes for your art and for your novel that you're trying to write. When I think of what's the point of writing this book? Nobody is going to see it, but that might not even be true. I also think about even if they do see it, are they even going to like it? And is the message that I'm trying to say even going to get across to those people who do read it? And the fact of the matter is that it might not, but it also might. And when I think about myself as a little girl who, was constantly reading, my nose was always in a book. And a large part of the reason why I did that was a form of escapism. Without getting into too many details, it wasn't the easiest all of the time. And I found solace in my books, and I found peace in my books, and I found, ways to imagine myself in different scenarios, and it really helped me. And then when I started writing, I found that I was able to express what I was feeling in a way that made sense to me. I think that writing and creating, whatever format that you choose to do that in is just so important as a way of connection, not just to the world around you, but to yourself as well. Being able to express yourself in a way that you haven't thought of before and that actually really helps you to feel a little bit lighter when you're done. It's just so important to be able to do that. This is just my long-winded way of saying that the world needs your art, and I don't think that I need to put this into a super creative, almost like movie-like vlog that I was trying to do before. I think that without all of that, the words that I'm saying, the message is clear. The world needs your art, and if not the world, then you do. And so no matter how scary the world is, no matter how much you feel like nobody is going to see it, no matter what those little voices in your head have to say about it, you should keep pushing, and you should keep writing or drawing or creating those YouTube videos that you create, because they're important to at least one person, even if that one person is you. This is just me like throwing down the gauntlet on all of the negative self-talk that I've been having over the last month and a half, and hopefully my words today will have helped you in some way, shape, or form. I wanted to also mention that I have been writing. Not every single day, but I have been writing words every single week that I have been not filming. And I'm feeling a lot better mentally. I feel just more alert and ready to get back into filming my vlogs. So there we go. I am back. Anyways, let's talk a little bit about Project Reaper and my updates that I have for you guys. Oh, by the way, hi, my name is Charlie. I'm a writer, and I'm currently working on a dark fantasy project that I'm calling Project Reaper. It is about a girl who lives in this world where they trade power for goods. And one day she stumbles upon her boss doing something unforgivable, and she snaps. And when she wakes up, she's in his body. It is my goal to finish this book before the end of the year, and I am painfully behind. I'm about 40,000 or more words behind at this point. It's just been going a little bit slower because I've been a little bit more precious about my word choice. And if you follow my Instagram, and if you've been catching up on the live streams and everything, I do share snippets and everything, but I think later in the vlog sometime I might share a little snippet of some words that I'm really proud of that I've written. There's actually quite a few moments like that in the book so far. I'm really happy with how the voice is coming out in this particular project. So far today, I have written almost 1,000 words. I think I'm just like 7 words under. So my goal for the weekend is 5,000 words. My hope is that I can at least get another 1,500 words before the end of the day and 2,500 tomorrow. So we've got a lot of work to do. I am just taking a little bit of a break right now because I just got off a live stream, but once I feel up to it, I think we'll go to the library, get a library card, maybe check out some books, and I will give you guys an update when I get back from the library.
Listen for me in a violin. Listen for me when the knife is turning. Listen for me when the world is burning. Babe, would you listen for me? Listen for me in a crowd.
Oh my goodness, you guys. It has been a very, very long day. I felt so productive at the library, but actually I didn't really get that much done. I only wrote around 500 words. But I do feel like I had a little bit of a breakthrough in terms of the direction of the scene that I'm taking. So I had originally thought that the scene would be my 2 main characters. They're supposed to meet up, and then they're going to go to this place that I'm calling the Fang of the First Flame. It's basically this archaeological society of people who kind of keep track of legends, lore for the world of Soloria. My male main character was supposed to be like really just kind of like understanding and patient with Delaney, and I'm actually taking it in a slightly different approach where he's more skeptical than understanding, and he's like kind of questioning her and like why she's there, asking him for help. Basically, it's allowed me to kind of expand on their relationship a little bit more and give it just a little bit more depth. So I played around with that at the library for a little bit, and then for like the last hour that I was there, I browsed the shelves. I did get a library card finally. So I did that, and then I picked out 2 books. The first book that I got was The Impossible Life by Matt Haig. I have been hearing great things about Starling House by Alex E. Harrow. So I got that one too. I love Alex E. Harrow, although I've only ever read The 10,000 Doors of January. Right now, I am sitting at around 1,500 words for the day, so I've got 1,000 words left to go. I think what I'm going to do is maybe do some impromptu live sprints because I just kind of feel like it. I feel like every single time I do a live stream, the timer combined with the people who join the live streams really helps to keep me focused. If I finish early enough, I might close the evening out and play some video games. I started a new legacy challenge in The Sims, and so I might, play a little bit of that before I go to bed. So, or read or something, or both. We'll see. Anyways, I'll see you guys after the live stream. Hi besties, it's day 2 and I am coming to you without any makeup on because I'm actually going to be going out to breakfast with my cousin here in about 20 minutes. I thought while I was getting ready for that, we would just take a second to do a quick little life update and a book update and everything. My makeup is so dirty all of the time. I actually really need to go get some new makeup because some of my stuff is expired, but I just don't really wear it every day. Quite honestly, I only ever wear makeup when I am making a video or if I'm going out somewhere with someone. So let's talk about life and everything. I think I mentioned yesterday, I have been struggling with my mental health and everything. And I've been just trying to find some ways to kind of cope with that because everything to me is really stressful, all of the time. If I'm not going to be on time, if I'm going to be 5 minutes late to something, I panic and full blown panic. I get so overwhelmed in the kitchen, if I'm cooking and I'm dealing with multiple things at once, I get really overwhelmed. But the point of the matter is that I find a lot of things really stressful. And so I've been trying to find some different ways to kind of cope with that and stop letting that build up because I think I almost have a burnout cycle where I'm getting overwhelmed by every little thing and then I kind of just crash and burn for a month until I feel like I've got a better handle on my stress and everything. And I think one of the things that really helps me is just having a routine and sticking to my routine, making sure that you're doing all of the things that you really need to get done in your everyday things. So exercise, eating a healthy meal. For me, it's sleep. Sleep is a big one. I think I've mentioned this a few times. I have the most messed up sleep schedule, I think, of anybody that I know. Sometimes I go to bed at 3 o'clock and I wake up at 7 a.m. So I'm getting very little sleep on average. The only time that I'm ever really on top of my sleeping schedule is when I have something that I would like to do in the mornings. And so I think being able to kind of fill that time with productive things that bring me joy is really important. The thing that I'm trying to get across here is that I am trying to be better about my routine. So I have been just being more proactive about certain things. I get so hyper fixated on something that I forget about other things. And so what I've been trying to do is just being more alert to the fact that that is a habit of mine. All of that to say that lately I have been feeling so good and just motivated and refreshed and I've had energy to do things and for actually kind of a while now. And one of the reasons why I haven't been making a YouTube video is because I just wanted to make sure that those habits that I've been building are something that's going to stick around. It's not going to be a fleeting thing, and just being a little bit more aware of that. So that's kind of where I've been at mentally as an introvert and as an Aquarius. I really value my peace and quiet. I really value my off time where I can just be at home, be myself and do the things that I want to do without being interrupted. If you're an Aquarius, sound off in the comments and let me know if this is true for you too, because I find it that it's really true for me. I think that's one of the reasons why sometimes I find it hard to talk to the camera because I'm also someone who kind of I'm kind of I'm like Shrek. I have a lot of layers, but it takes a really long time to kind of get to the center of that to figure out who I am because I'm just weird. It takes me a little bit to open up. I'm a weird person and I really value my alone time and my space, especially when I'm having a mental health crisis. Like, sometimes I really just need to be alone and process my feelings, and I'm not somebody who can really like open up about things like that. It's not that I don't have feelings. Like, I promise you guys, I have feelings. I actually have a lot of them. I'm actually really, really sensitive, probably too sensitive, but I keep that to myself. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just keep it to myself. But I'm trying to like be more vulnerable and everything with you guys about like how things are actually going. And I think like the first step of that is to just like open up about my life a little bit more and like show you guys what's going on. So this is my attempt to do that. And hopefully y'all still want to be subscribed to my channel after this conversation. That's basically what's been happening in my life. Like, nothing of note. Like, Roscoe's still doing okay. He's a sweet little baby as always. I am doing fine. I've just been like, in my mentals, in my feels a little bit in my head. But I'm totally fine. Like, I just needed a moment to kind of like process all of that and make sure that I was actually okay before I'm able to really like be here and in person, like on the camera. Let's talk about writing and like how all of this is sort of like affecting my writing and everything. So I have actually, for the first time in my life, like during one of these periods, have been writing. I have been like, doing my live streams every Wednesday and Saturday. I have been attending live streams on Cody's channel as well. I'm like co-hosting over there. I'm like this close to 20,000 words in the manuscript, so I've been writing a lot. Also, like, not enough. You know what I mean? Like, I haven't been writing as much as I could be, and I'm definitely behind on my goal to have this book finished by the end of the year, although it still could happen because my last draft I actually underwrote. Like, I did not get to the 75,000 word mark that I thought it was going to be, and I think it might be a similar situation for this book, even though I am only just at the beginning of Act 2. Like, one of the things that I really love about writing is just like the fact that it's a form of self-expression. Like, I really can, like, anytime that I have a scene that's like emotionally charged, especially I've found when I'm going through a situation like I've been going through lately, just pulling out my manuscript and writing a chapter where my character is sort of feeling similar situations, it has been helping me, and it's really affected the way that the words are coming out on the page. I've been trying to do that, like anytime I'm in any sort of a mood, just like trying to write a little bit. I don't keep myself accountable to it because obviously, like, I can't help if like the words are coming or if they're not coming, or maybe I'm not ready to sort of like express a certain thing. But to kind of like put those emotions on paper has been really helping me. I mean, I feel like I've gotten a lot of really great scenes out of that, but I really do love how everything's sort of like coming out so far. We're at the first B story beat where I'm introducing a major character that's sort of gonna kind of come along with Delaney on the journey that she's gonna set on. I'm a little apprehensive about writing through the middle portion of this book because that was where I struggled the most with Project Daydream. I'm a little scared that this part might cause me problems and my progress might slow down. I really don't want it to because I'm having such a good time. I have nothing to complain about at all. I am like genuinely having such a good time writing this book, and I'm just really enjoying like how everything is coming together, the atmosphere and the texture. The book is like, it has this like a gritty, like hazy sort of feel to it. It's just like, I will read you a snippet later, but it's just, I'm very happy with how it's turning out. And so I would hate to like get to the middle part and have that change, like I hope that I can carry this feeling to the end. I'm approaching with caution because I don't want to get my hopes up that I'll stay excited about it. But at the same time, like, I'm sort of hoping that I stay excited about it. Oh, and by the way, I got a new chair because the chair that I had before, it broke. I don't know how, but it was like wobbling. So I got a new chair and it's so comfortable. It's a gaming chair and it like tilts all the way back and it's got like a leg rest, so I should be very comfortable moving forward. Basically, like, the TLDR is that I am feeling good and I feel good about my routine and like how things are set up right now. I'm still working out the kinks because I'm not a perfect person and I'm making adjustments, but I'm feeling really good about the progress that I've made in like my personal life, at work, and also just like with my book. It's all I can really ask for. at this point in time. By the way, if you guys were ever curious, I am a perfume connoisseur. I love a good fragrance. I just like to smell good. I just wanted to show you guys the perfume that I really like. I literally collect perfumes. Like I've got, I used to have like over 50 perfumes and I got rid of some of them because they expired, and this is it. Indigo fragrance Nest. Now this is a very expensive perfume, so I usually just get like the rollerball ones because the big like normal size one is, I think it's like almost $200 or something like that. It's like very expensive. So I just get this like little rollerball ones. Usually they come in like gift sets. It just smells so good. It smells so good. So if you were curious, yeah, that's pretty much it. And I'm all ready now. I'm just waiting for my cousin to get here. I'm not exactly sure. I thought we were going to breakfast, but she's saying that we aren't going to breakfast. She heated up a breakfast burrito, so I don't know, but I'm hungry, so this place that we're going to better have food. Then, like, when I'm finished and when I get back and stuff, then we'll jump back in. I think I'll be ready to do some more writing when I get back. But hopefully you guys are still here after this update. I know you don't really come to my channel for, like, my personal life. We're talking about writing on this channel, but I'm also sort of a little bit considering maybe just, like, adding some lifestyle content into this as well. Like, how would you guys feel about that if I just added some, like, just added more little bits about my life in here? Let me know in the comments. I'd really like your feedback because I could talk about writing as much as the next person, but that's not all I'm about. And so, you know, if you guys wanted to see little snippets of my like day-to-day or like life outside of my writing and everything, just let me know. I would be happy to share that, and I probably have like more options for content to show you guys as well. So feel free to let me know what you think about that in the comments, and I guess I will see you after my visit with my cousin, and we'll do some writing. Like I said, 2,500 words today, hopefully. So, see you later.
I just wanna go out on a walk with you. Baby, you know I just like to talk with you. You don't have to tell me anything that's new. I just wanna go out on a walk with you. I just wanna see your shadow next to mine, sailing over pavement with our two outlines. I like to see the shape you're in from time to time. I just wanna see your shadow next to mine. I just wanna see the same things you can see, understand the meaning on a new degree.
Well, it is a crazy amount of time later, and I am happy to say that I made my goal for the weekend. So I ended up writing around 2,700 words. Yesterday I wrote around 2,600. All in all, I wrote 5,355 words this weekend. Even though I don't always write quickly, I am a lot happier with the words that I'm putting down on the page right now, and I really can't ask for much more than that. But there is something that I wanted to talk about that I kind of noticed during my last writing sprints. I find that I am relating to my main character Delaney more and more lately. I was writing this sort of like emotionally charged scene where Delaney felt sort of almost like betrayed by Rasmus. Rasmus kind of like brought somebody to talk to Delaney, and the presence of this person made her just extremely uncomfortable, and she sort of like took it as a little bit of a betrayal from him. So writing this scene was really difficult for me because I sort of felt like I had lost track of my character's voice, and I feel like when this happens it's so important to just kind of like pause, take a step back, and either like reread a scene where the voice was clearer, or try to like relate what your character is going through to your own personal life experience. And I realized while I was writing this scene that I have actually never really written a character like myself before, and I think that Delaney is more like me than probably any of the other characters that I've ever written or worked on. I mean, obviously, like, all of the characters that I've created are all in ways like me. I feel like as writers, it's kind of hard not to, like, interject pieces of yourselves into the story in some shape or form. but I have never written a character that so closely matches like my inner world, I guess, quite like Delaney does. And as I was like working through this scene where I was trying to almost help her process what was happening, I was really drawing a lot of inspiration from my own personal life and like using those feelings to kind of like help me like rediscover her voice. And I kind of touched on this at the beginning of the video when I said that I like to write to sort of express myself, and that is 100% true. But I do it in a way usually where I write situations that are sort of the antithesis of what I'm going through, or like the antithesis of what I feel. So it kind of like helps me live in a more preferred situation than whatever negative experience I'm going through, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. But with this particular scene, I found that I was drawing on negative experiences for the first time, which was kind of difficult for me to work through because it was almost like I was processing like my internal stuff but for someone else. And I don't know how to describe it. It was like a very weird feeling to me, but I'm sure that like other people have gone through that. I process things internally a lot. I don't expel them into the universe. They're things that I kind of like keep inside, I process, I let go internally. So like expelling them onto the page was a totally different experience for me. That being said, I feel like it gave me a lot of really strong things to draw from that I normally wouldn't have really worked with before or touched on before. And it just made, in my opinion, made my character Delaney more believable, more relatable. And even if the words aren't exactly how I want them to be right now, I'm just feeling really good about her characterization and how she's moving through this like situation that I've put her in. And I'm like talking about my characters like they're real people. I think that's just something that writers do, but like to me, she feels real now at this point. It's just like crazy to me because I've never actually experienced that with other characters that I've written in Project Daydream. They didn't really feel like real people, but like Delaney definitely feels like real people. I think that there's something to be said about using your own experiences that you go through in life, the emotions that you feel, the bodily sensations that you have while you're going through whatever it is that you're going through, and putting them into your characters. I just feel like that's really the only way to make them real. Maybe I'm just like late to the game and I'm just discovering this now. It's actually just not something that I've ever really thought about doing in this particular way before. Like up until this point, a lot of my characters have just seemed a little bit surface level for me. And so I feel like I've really tapped into something here. And I'm just like very pleased with the work that I've done on it so far. Like I genuinely have nothing to complain about with this project. The point of the matter is that I'm feeling really good about my project. I really like the direction it's going. I can't complain about anything at all. I feel like I'm in just like this really, like a really good place with my project right now. And I'm hoping that I could sort of continue along that thread, you know, not lose that momentum and not lose sight of that as I'm working through this project. Like I have so much love for this project, like more so than I've had with any of my other projects, and I just feel like it's like coming alive before my eyes, and it just makes me really happy. I don't really know how else to describe it. Because that scene was so emotional, and because like a lot of this book has been like just sort of like an emotional roller coaster. What I've been trying to do to sort of like lighten the load a little bit is adding in just like moments, like little peekaboos of fun banter between my characters. Or for example, right after the scene where Delaney felt betrayed, they're able to work it out, obviously, because Rasmus is Delaney's love interest. I had to figure out a way to make them sort of get on better terms. And so I was able to do that before the end of the chapter, and then I opened the beginning of the next chapter with a very brief but like lighthearted conversation between the two of them that kind of helped them to a bond. But also I feel like it's important to do that because it can't all be like dark. There has to be some breathing room. That's one of the ways that I like to do it. I mean, sometimes it's just a transitional scene. I feel if there's going to be more intensity, it's nice to kind of like break it up just so that it really feels more realistic, I guess. And yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. Now, I did promise you guys some excerpts, and I am going to read those for you now. So give me just a second to pull it up. So I'm going to read you 2 chapters, or not 2 chapters, that's crazy. I'm going to read you 2 paragraphs from chapter 10, And then I'm going to read you a little snippet of chapter 12. First little snippet that I'm going to read to you is the first paragraph of chapter 10. Now, I have read this out before on a live stream, but if you weren't there and you don't feel like rewatching those, if you're not someone who does live streams, then you can at least hear it here. And by the way, I'm not very good at promoting it, but I do actually have an Instagram. So if you guys want to follow me over there, I do sometimes post excerpts from the draft that I don't share on here. So if you guys want like little sneak peeks or like character mood boards, things like that, you can pop over to my Instagram. I think the link is in my description, but it's definitely on my channel under in the description drop down. If you guys want to follow me over there to see more excerpts, then feel free. There's like a cute little like romance mood board carousel over there as well. So if you want to see that, it's also available to you. Also, I post pictures of my dog over there, and who doesn't want to see pictures of cute dogs? I'm just saying. Massive crimson doors appear in the distance as we trudge up the stone steps to the Temple of the Flame. It sits sandwiched between double-arched marble pillars, goading a spark of unease in my belly. The spires flash like needles churning beneath a half-moon. Ominous Gothic gargoyles perch at the end of each gutter, their carved bodies rough and weather-worn. The building seems to come up on us all at once, as if we were being pulled towards it by an invisible string as it is being pulled to us, and too soon we are at the doors. So that's the first paragraph of chapter 10. I always like to open with a descriptor or like some hard-hitting dialogue, because I feel like the sooner you can pull a reader in with any sort of like imagery or just like some sort of like thing to keep them wanting more, the better, in my opinion. Also, just please remember that this is like first draft. These are first draft words. So like kindness is appreciated, and also like be nice to me, because even though I feel good about the words that I've written, like it is still first draft. Like I haven't actually edited any of this stuff yet. I don't want to go back to the way things were before, chained to a life with no joy, an outcast, a leper. I want to know my own power, my own strength. I want to know that I am more than just a shop girl. I want the freedom to choose, but the acolytes either don't hear me or they ignore me, because they are sending for shackles and chains, sending for someone to escort me to a holding cell in the dank dungeon below the temple, sending me to a place where I don't have another choice, no other options. No, I say, this time louder, and they all turn to look at me. I'm not going anywhere. I turn and throw open the door. I'm in the narrow hall, my shoulders brushing against the hard stone, and then running up the stairs 2 at a time. I burst into the great entrance hall and push past the acolytes, dusting and sweeping and mopping the floors. I see the doors in front of me and hear the sound of quick footsteps behind me. I don't look back as I ram into the doors and out into the cool evening air. I run and I don't look back. All the while, Vesper's voice creeps through the forefront of my mind, his laughter ringing in my ears. He's telling me I'm nothing, worthless, a walking disaster, and maybe I am. So that's the last little paragraph of chapter 10, and then I did want to read you a small paragraph of this is chapter 13. This is sort of what I was talking about, how like those scenes and everything that I'd done prior to this all were like very emotionally draining for my character, and I would assume then probably for the reader as well. And so I wanted to provide just like a brief little like a cute moment between the two characters, and this is coming shortly after a conversation between Delaney and Rasmus that I can't really divulge the details of, but you'll sort of get the gist as I read this paragraph, I think, or at least you'll get at least a hint of it. I look at him then, and I don't know if it's the warmth from the fire or the conversation, but I swear I see the faintest hint of pink blushing his cheeks. A small bead of warmth emerges in the center of my chest as I watch him, but I can't hear anything he says. I realize this must be why he's been so nice to me all these years, why he hasn't said anything when I've stolen from him, why he offered me food when he caught me, and why he's helping me now. A part of me recoils from the disappointment, wishing that his kindness has stemmed from something other than childhood nostalgia. The other part is grateful for it. I don't know. I hope you can see where I'm going with the voice and everything. I like to kind of couple longer sentences, almost run-on sentences and complete thoughts, because it is Delaney who's narrating this story. Like, this is all coming from her as if she's telling it in real time. When there's like bits of action, there's a lot of short, quick sentences and like coupled in with like the longer sentences and everything. I feel like it kind of helps with the cadence and the rhythm, like the word choice too. Like there's just the using recoiling instead of like I shy away from or whatever. Like the word choice with voice really matters, especially in a project. Well, I mean in every single project, but I feel like especially in this type of project, because this is being set in the past, like even though she's telling it in present tense, like it's 200 years or something before our time, they talked a different way. So that's also an important factor. Anyways, I hope you like the words. Let me know what you think of them in the comments. If you have made it this far, leave a balloon emoji in the comments to celebrate the fact that I was able to actually write 5,000 words this weekend, and to celebrate the fact that I am now 21,935 words into the draft. I have like 130,000 words left to go, which seems like an impossible task, but I want to make it work. We're gonna do it. It's gonna be fine. That is gonna be the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't done so already, please give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to leave a comment and don't forget to subscribe. As always, I appreciate you and I will see you in the next one. Bye.